The hardest part about being a content creator isn't about creating the content. It's when you're putting your heart and soul into creating something just to see it flops and the validation that you was hoping for is just not there. This is the time where fear and doubt are creeping into our heads. And yes, I know you're familiar with this feeling. That little voice inside of our head just telling us that there's only one way out. But the truth is, this voice isn't real. You actually have two options, but your brain are trying to protect you from the other options because it's way, way harder.
Tell me what it is I'm doing wrong.
Well, your content just sucks. Yeah, somebody has to tell it, just like I had to tell it to me. And I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but now you know what you needed to do, and you've probably always been knowing that deep inside, you just never wanted to do it. We need to ask for help. I reached out to Eli Abdal, where I joined his academy, and then I learned this.
Everyone is worried that other people are judging them, and yet, if we ask ourselves, would we actually judge someone else? Then we wouldn't actually judge other people. You and me, we're all going about our own life. I'm not thinking of you. You're not thinking of me. I might go about my day thinking, oh my God, my audience is gonna know that like I stumbled on this live stream and like I didn't really know what I was saying and I was making shit up as I went along and I was kind of got this wrong. I got a few facts wrong. No one cares. You've got your own problems to deal with. You are not spending any amount of brain power thinking about what I'm doing. You're not spending any amount of brain power thinking about what your friends and colleagues and family and friends are doing. All you're doing is getting on with your own life.
And if you're thinking about it, it's actually a really liberating way to see things. So I got my homework and I was ready to take action. I started rebuilding what was going to be the foundation of my new YouTube system. I broke down each steps to making my video, creating a process that I could tweak and improve every time. Did I remember to use the process right away? Yeah, but I actually didn't do it so good. Yeah, I fucked up, I screwed up big time. My video was a flop. But I didn't let it go through me and just destroy me like I've been doing in the past. Because now I got a chance to actually work on creating a new mindset. Here's the secret. A guy named Craig once discovered that with elite athletes, that the difference between winning and losing wasn't about talent or hard work. It was all about how they was thinking. You see, there's two types of mindsets. The first one is a result-oriented mindset. This mindset here is all about winning, going viral, but the problem here is you can't control those outcomes. It's all ego dreaming, and when your ego is in charge, anxiety is taking over. And when anxiety is taking over, you can't think clearly. You're ending up frustrated and you're ending up losing. The other mindset is a task-oriented mindset. Here you're focusing on the task that you can control and improve, and this is where the real success is coming from. Think about Lewis Hamilton. He's one of the greatest Formula 1 drivers of all time. I know it's a big statement to make, but I dare to make it, so listen up. Between 2007 till 2021, he has 103 wins and 182 podiums. And each race taking around 2 hours, and there's 23 races per season, which means that he has been racing 683 hours just to get that time on the podium. But we are not done here, because there's also been all the qualifications and all the training. On average, Lewis Hamilton has been spending 6 hours a day on practice, and take that over this 14 years period, that goes up to 13,300 hours that he's been putting into his practice. So when you're putting it together, he has been spending 0.01% of his time on the podium and the other 99.99% during his practice in his craft. So you still don't think that it's a good idea to fall in love with the practice and not actually the results? Because I got it this time. I updated my process, I set up my gear, and I tried again. And the result? My next video performed 5 times better than the last one. But this time here, instead of celebrating, I'm focused on what I could improve. Why celebrate when you're still having a long way to go and I'm just getting started? By trusting the process and focusing on what I could improve, my next video did even better, and that's where I realized this process isn't a secret sauce. Now you're probably wondering about what this process here actually is, and well, it's not magic. It's a system where I'm breaking down each step it takes me to make a video, and then I'm making a process for each step to align with my goals. So let's talk about my goals. The first thing I did was I was making 2 goals. I wanted to spend less time on creating a video and I wanted to get more views. But Do you see what's wrong with those goals here? My number 2 goal is a result-oriented goal, and that doesn't work here. It needs to be a task-oriented goal. So I had to start all the way over again, and then I came up with this. I was looking into the analytics and I was finding 3 things to focus on. I needed to focus on impressions, CTR, and retention. And why do you want to focus on impressions? Well, impressions shows there's a demand for the topic of the video. And by looking here, I can see if it's worth my time to actually make a part 2. The CTR show me how well it's packaged. And if I should spend more time on creating my thumbnails. And retention, yeah, good old retention. It's just telling me if you guys actually are liking my video, which you probably don't. So let's continue. Every time I'm working on every single process, I'm asking myself, what can I do to make this go faster? And what can I do to get those numbers up? And if it doesn't help, I just cut it out. I'm not gonna use it to anything then. Let me show you an example. My overall step of making a YouTube video is I'm creating thumbnails and a title. Then I'm writing the script. Then I'm doing the shooting, then I'm doing the editing, then I'm uploading it, then I'm analyzing it, and then I'm making my improvements into my processes. Okay, but let's look at shooting. My shooting process on my first video looked like this here. I'm setting it up, I'm shooting, I'm cleaning up, and then I'm done. And you can kind of tell that in my video as well. So if you're looking at this here, I have not been putting the right setting in on my camera, that you can see that the focus lens is standing and jumping every time I'm moving my hands, and it's just looking overall messy. So my new process of doing the shooting looks like this here. I'm doing the setup, I'm checking if my camera settings is all right, then I'm preparing myself mentally. And by preparing myself mentally, I mean that I'm putting on some music that I can sing along to, and then I'm walking around and just singing my lungs out in the home. And I'm doing that for a reason, because when I'm singing, I can't stop smiling. When I'm getting in the mood where I can't stop smiling, my smile is reflecting onto the camera. So you guys getting more of my energy, and this is a really good step to do. After that, I'm doing the shoot, then I'm uploading clips, and then I'm checking if all the clips are usable. And if they are usable, then I'm cleaning up everything, because I just don't want it to look like a photo studio all the time. So what am I doing here? I basically are doing this for every process I have where I'm making a video. And when I'm looking at it where I'm either adding things or either deleting things based on the goals I'm trying to work after. Now came the moment where I'm going to post my latest video, and it did twice as good as the last one. So what are you doing when everything is just working out? Now, are you watching my latest video? So I can't really tell you how it has been performing, but to be honest, I don't really care, because I've been switching my mindset from a result-oriented mindset to a task-oriented mindset, and that has actually been making me fall in love with the process. Just like my goal once was to become a digital nomad, and right now I'm filming this video here down for Bali, so I'm a living proof of that can actually happen. And if you're curious about how you can travel and make money at the same time, you should watch my video here where I've been interviewing 100 other digital nomads to learn how they did, so I can share it with you. I see you in the next one.